Last year's Super Bowl introduced us to a game-changing, low-cost shopping app that took the world by storm just a few months later. Temu.
There are new privacy concerns about one of the fastest-growing apps on your phone, maybe right now.
Warning from cybersecurity experts: if you have downloaded the shopping app Temu, delete it now.
That it is the most dangerous app in America.
Temu swiftly rose to the top of app charts in numerous countries, dominating over half of the US market share, even surpassing the fast fashion giant Shein. Its allure is undeniable. In a time of global inflation, Temu entices customers with its vast selection and unbelievably low prices. However, as Temu's exponential growth and colossal marketing budget raise eyebrows, experts are left questioning the sustainability of its business model. Amidst its skyrocketing success, Temu has also found itself embroiled in various controversies. In today's video, we delve into everything you need to know about Temu, including its potential unsustainability. The captivating story of Temu transports us to the life of Colin Huang, a middle-class Chinese man born on January 1st, 1980, in the bustling province of Zhejiang, China. Born to hard-working factory worker parents, Colin's journey epitomizes the quintessential tale of perseverance and determination that characterizes many Asian immigrants. Despite facing initial challenges, Colin's academic prowess shone through as he dedicated himself to his studies. His relentless work ethic propelled him to secure a coveted spot at Zhejiang University, one of China's most prestigious institutions, where he immersed himself in the field of computer science. Fueled by his passion for technology and innovation, Colin continued to push the boundaries of his academic pursuits, eventually embarking on a journey to the United States to further his education. It was at the University of Wisconsin where he honed his skills, earning a master's degree in computer science. Armed with a solid educational foundation and a thirst for knowledge, Colin's journey took an exciting turn as he embarked on internships at tech behemoths like Microsoft and Google. His time at these industry giants not only provided invaluable hands-on experience, but also garnered him attention from top-tier tech companies, including Microsoft, Oracle, and IBM. However, it was the opportunity presented by a relatively unknown startup called Google that would ultimately change the course of Colin's life. Following the advice of his friend and mentor, William Ding, a billionaire in his own right, Colin made a pivotal decision to join Google as a full-time software engineer in 2004. This move proved to be a stroke of brilliance as Google went public that same year, skyrocketing to a $100 billion market cap just 1 year later. Colin's stock compensation soared, propelling him into the realm of multimillionaires by his mid-20s. While for many Asian immigrants, this might mark the pinnacle of success, Colin was driven by a different ambition. He was part of a growing wave of Asian immigrants keen on bridging the gap between American tech and the burgeoning market in China. Officially tasked with helping Google expand into China, Colin's journey took an unexpected turn. Despite Google's ambitious plans, they struggled to compete with established Chinese giants like Baidu, leading to challenges in their expansion efforts. By 2007, Colin foresaw the changing tide and bid farewell to Google, venturing into the realm of e-commerce with his own startup in China, Youku. Specializing in electronics, Youku entered the scene aiming to carve out its niche. In the vast expanse of the internet, Youku managed to attain moderate success, raking in millions of dollars. However, it paled in comparison to the juggernauts of Alibaba, JD.com, and Tencent. Realizing the competitive landscape, Colin made the strategic decision to sell Youku for $2.2 million in 2010, setting his sights on a new avenue within the e-commerce domain. Colin's quest for his entrepreneurial niche was an odyssey that spanned multiple years, filled with contemplation and exploration. At one juncture, he even entertained the idea of returning to the United States to establish a tech hedge fund. However, destiny had other plans for him. In 2015, amidst the meteoric ascent of mobile social media, Colin experienced a breakthrough. Surveying the digital landscape dominated by titans like Amazon, Alibaba, Facebook, and Tencent, he discerned a conspicuous void. Despite the colossal presence of online retail giants and social media juggernauts, there existed no seamless integration of the two realms. This epiphany ignited Colin's imagination, sparking the genesis of his visionary venture. He conceived a novel concept, a platform that would meld the addictive allure of shopping with the captivating engagement of social media. Thus, in 2015, Pinduoduo was born. Pinduoduo wasn't merely another e-commerce venture. It was a pioneering endeavor aimed at gamifying the shopping experience in unprecedented ways. By intertwining the most enticing aspects of shopping and social media, Collins sought to craft a platform that would captivate and enthrall users like never before. Pinduoduo's emergence marked a watershed moment in Collins' entrepreneurial journey. Representing the e-commerce breakthrough he had long sought to challenge the established giants in China. But what made Pinduoduo truly unique? In contrast to Temu's strategy of subsidizing prices, Pinduoduo revolutionized the e-commerce landscape by leveraging the power of scale. The platform enticed users with unbeatable deals on everyday essentials, such as groceries like fruits and vegetables offered at astonishingly low prices. However, there was a catch. To unlock these discounts, users needed to assemble a group of 50 or 100 individuals to make the purchase together. The more participants recruited, the greater the discount. What set Pinduoduo apart was its innovative approach to pricing, which tapped into the collective purchasing power of its users. By incentivizing group buying, Pinduoduo not only offered incredible bargains, but also fostered a sense of community and collaboration among its users. Moreover, Pinduoduo's strategic focus on selling inexpensive, everyday goods made it incredibly accessible and appealing to a wide audience. Whether it was sharing deals with friends, family, neighbors, or even colleagues, the straightforward nature of the proposition made it effortless to gather a group and enjoy the benefits of discounted prices. Pooling together, individuals could collectively save significant percentages, ranging from 25% to 50% on their everyday purchases through Pinduoduo. Meanwhile, for the platform, each recruited participant translated into a potential repeating customer, resulting in a cascading effect of growth. This ripple effect was staggering. With just one person being exposed to Pinduoduo's advertisement, the potential for exponential growth was unleashed. As each participant recruited more individuals, the network effect snowballed, rapidly expanding Pinduoduo's user base. Before long, Pinduoduo had cemented its position as a formidable player in the Chinese e-commerce landscape. By 2023, the platform had captured a substantial 17.4% market share nationwide. Collins' strategic acumen, honed through his experiences at Google, further fueled the platform's meteoric rise. Collins took a different approach to talent and recruitment, opting to pay engineers significantly more than they would earn at Alibaba or JD.com. Instead of prioritizing candidates with extensive experience, he favored fresh college graduates eager to make their mark. The results were nothing short of astounding. Pinduoduo surged from obscurity to generating a staggering $18 billion in annual revenue within just 6 years. From this pinnacle of success, Colin embarked on his next venture, Temu. The premise behind Temu is refreshingly simple. With increasing awareness of overpriced, low-quality goods on platforms like Amazon and Shopify, frustration among consumers was mounting. Why pay a premium when the same product could be sourced for a fraction of the price from platforms like Alibaba? The challenge, however, lay in the fact that many Western consumers were unfamiliar with Alibaba or AliExpress, gravitating instead toward familiar but disappointing purchases on Amazon. Enter Temu. Positioned as a solution to this dilemma, Temu aims to bridge the gap between Western consumers and quality, affordable goods from China, offering a seamless alternative to overpriced products on mainstream platforms. Temu's primary aim has been to close the information gap, showcasing to consumers that they can purchase the same products found on Amazon for significantly lower prices. While Alibaba attempted a similar feat with AliExpress, Temu's savvy understanding of social media set it apart. Temu's launch strategy was deceptively simple, yet brilliantly effective. Instead of pouring funds into conventional marketing channels like Google Ads or influencer sponsorships, Temu opted for a bold approach, strategically positioned giveaways. Rather than simply handing out products, Temu priced them at unbelievably low rates. For instance, they offered Nintendo Switches for a mere $7, sparking immense curiosity and speculation. This unconventional tactic generated a frenzy of interest. While many dismissed it as a potential scam or counterfeit scheme, a small fraction decided to take the risk, reasoning that $7 was a small price to pay for the chance to receive a legitimate product. To their astonishment, those who took the plunge were rewarded with genuine items, dispelling doubts and solidifying Temu's reputation. This bold move quickly caught the attention of the masses, spreading like wildfire across social media and making international headlines. Temu's unconventional marketing strategy proved to be a stroke of genius, garnering widespread exposure and sparking millions of conversations virtually overnight. In terms of bang for the buck, Temu's campaign ranks among the most effective in history. With just a fraction of the usual marketing budget, they managed to capture the attention of hundreds of millions of people worldwide. As curious consumers flocked to their website or app, they discovered a treasure trove of products priced significantly lower than those on Amazon or other American retailers, generating immense interest and enthusiasm. It's a refreshing change to see consumers questioning the status quo of overpriced products on platforms like Amazon and dropshipping stores. And with the backing of Pinduoduo, valued at $128 billion, Temu's audacious strategy appears to be paying off, positioning them as a disruptive force in the e-commerce landscape. Tehmoo made its grand debut in the United States in 2022 during the Super Bowl through a series of captivating advertisements, capturing the attention of millions. Since then, it has evolved into a phenomenon online, with influencers and YouTubers flocking to the platform to showcase and purchase absurd products at unbelievably low prices. Temu isn't just another run-of-the-mill knockoff website. Its rapid ascent reflects broader shifts in consumer behavior. With its catchy slogan, "Shop like a billionaire," Temu promises access to luxury product dupes for just a few dollars, inviting consumers to indulge without breaking the bank. Offering a diverse array of products spanning electronics, kids' items, home goods, and a myriad of miscellaneous items, Temu has carved out its unique niche in the e-commerce landscape, challenging traditional notions of affordability and luxury. Within a matter of months, they expanded their reach to Canada. Shortly after, Temu swiftly launched in Australia, New Zealand, and across Europe, solidifying its status as a global phenomenon in just 6 months. By the end of 2022, the Temu app had soared to the top of the charts as the most downloaded free app in America, eclipsing even industry giants like Amazon. Temu's intentional pricing strategy aimed to undercut competitors, with deals that put Amazon to shame. The Tehmoo experience begins with an eye-catching landing page, boasting lightning deals with mind-blowing discounts. These bold, high-pressure sales tactics are central to Temu's ethos. Each product listing is accompanied by notifications showcasing things like recent purchases and highlighting the lowest price in the last 30 days, adding a sense of urgency and excitement to the shopping experience. However, it wasn't long before a plethora of problems surfaced. Why are consumers gradually tagging Temu as a potential nightmare? Let's unpack the reasons. Firstly, there's the issue of pricing. Any business that positions itself solely as the cheapest supplier of goods immediately warrants scrutiny. It begs the question, if consumers are getting fantastic deals, who in the supply chain might be missing out? Temu operates on a model similar to Amazon's, where manufacturers directly sell their products to consumers. This setup supposedly bypasses intermediaries, enabling Temu to offer remarkably low prices. However, is this assertion entirely accurate? Consumers are beginning to voice concerns over the quality of products, the exploitation of vendors, and the potential inhumane treatment of manufacturers associated with Temu. The question arises, how can an e-commerce platform offer products at such incredibly low prices without engaging in questionable practices? Some influencers attempt to justify Temu's prices by suggesting they reflect the warehouse cost without the markups found in traditional stores. However, this explanation doesn't tell the whole story. In reality, Temu is intentionally operating at a loss on orders, aiming to establish itself as the premier marketplace for inexpensive goods. This strategy mirrors Amazon's early tactics of selling cheap books at a loss to dominate the book market. However, in Temu's case, the consequences extend beyond mere business competition, raising ethical concerns about the sustainability of its model and the potential exploitation of stakeholders along the supply chain. Temu's strategy of slashing prices comes at a steep cost, with the platform reportedly losing an average of $30 on each order. Who is bearing the brunt of these losses? It appears that Temu exerts significant pressure on manufacturers to sell their products at rock-bottom prices, leaving little room for fair compensation for labor. Reports indicate that some sellers are left with no profit margin when selling on Temu, resorting to this approach merely to gain a foothold in the competitive US market. While selling at a loss is not uncommon for businesses in their infancy, Temu's extreme tactics raise eyebrows. What's most frustrating for consumers is the apparent lack of quality and purpose in the products offered on the platform. Despite their popularity, many items are perceived as shoddily made and lacking in utility, leaving consumers disillusioned with the Temu experience. A recent Wired article uncovered disturbing practices within Temu's operations. It revealed that Temu is allegedly copying exact photos, product descriptions, and even test certifications from Amazon sellers and passing them off as their own on their platform. What's even more concerning is that these certifications often bear the business address of the original seller, leaving a clear trail back to the source. It seems that Temu is making little effort to conceal these actions, perhaps banking on the fact that it would require significant resources for small sellers to pursue legal action against a corporate giant like Temu. Temu's credibility takes a hit as it lacks accreditation from the Better Business Bureau. Customers frequently experience delayed or undelivered orders, raising concerns about the platform's reliability. Additionally, verified reports suggest that Temu may be involved in selling user data on the black market. The company's questionable track record extends to its sister app, Pinduoduo, which faced removal from the Google Play Store due to data risks. Furthermore, Temu itself faced a temporary suspension from the Apple Store for violating privacy rules. In their pursuit of profit, Temu has exploited loopholes to avoid tariffs on imported products. This not only undermines fair competition, but also harms local businesses within North America, which struggle to compete at such low price points. The artificially low prices set by Temu create a dangerous precedent, shaping consumers' expectations and behaviors in profound ways. When individuals can purchase 5 pairs of slippers for a mere $10, it sets a new standard that begins to permeate throughout the entire industry. Unfortunately, this normalization of rock-bottom prices has far-reaching consequences. It perpetuates forced labor exploitation in retailers, worsens environmental emissions, and contributes to overflowing landfills. What Temu's soaring success reveals about our society is troubling. We've entered into a dystopian-like culture of consumerism. We've grown accustomed to the idea of instant gratification and relentless pursuit of the best deals, even at the expense of logical thinking and ethical considerations. In this race for bargains, we're unwittingly eroding the opportunities for makers and small businesses to thrive. Unable to compete with Temu's prices and facing the threat of their products being outright copied, these creators are left marginalized and disenfranchised in the relentless pursuit of cheap goods. As mentioned earlier, Temu isn't an independent entity that emerged out of nowhere with a groundbreaking business model. It's closely tied to Pinduoduo, shedding light on potential insights into its future trajectory. Pinduoduo, operated by PDD Holdings, is known for its shady business practices, exploitation of workers, and data theft. Despite its massive impact, Pinduoduo and its parent company have largely flown under the radar, operating in isolation from global scrutiny. Since its founding in 2015, Pinduoduo has experienced explosive growth, serving over 750 million users. The company witnessed a surge in demand during the pandemic and stringent Chinese lockdowns, emerging as the go-to alternative for budget-conscious shoppers. However, Pinduoduo's success has come at a cost. To maintain its low prices, the company has adopted cost-cutting measures at every turn. This includes cramming thousands of employees into small offices, with inadequate facilities and long working hours. Pinduoduo's adherence to China's notorious 996 work culture, where employees are expected to work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, pushes workers to their limits and beyond, illustrating the human toll of its relentless pursuit of profit. Another concerning aspect of Pinduoduo's operations lies in its treatment of user data. The company has garnered notoriety for its invasive and potentially criminal practices regarding people's privacy. According to investigations by CNN and cybersecurity experts, the app goes beyond the typical collection of location data, personal details, and shopping habits. It exploits vulnerabilities in the Android operating system to gain extensive access to users' devices, often without their consent. This unauthorized access allows Pinduoduo to monitor users' activities across various apps, read their notifications and private messages, and even alter phone settings. Moreover, the company utilizes this data internally to send targeted push notifications and retain users on the app for as long as possible. A former employee at PDD revealed that a team of 100 engineers was tasked with seeking exploits in the Android OS, leading to Google banning Pinduoduo from the Play Store in March 2023. While Temu hasn't been directly implicated in these practices, there are indications that similar trends are emerging. Many users have reported receiving spam emails shortly after signing up for Temu, suggesting that their email addresses may be shared with third parties. Furthermore, Temu's privacy policy seemingly allows for the collection and sharing of location information and online activity with affiliates like Pinduoduo, raising concerns about the potential misuse of user data. Temu represents the latest method for efficiently producing and selling cheap, disposable goods to the mass market. These products are often designed to break within a matter of months or even weeks, manufactured through exploitative labor practices. Unfortunately, they frequently contain high levels of lead, toxic heavy metals, and other harmful chemicals, posing significant risks to consumers and the environment. Temu's approach involves flooding the market with inexpensive items, contributing to the accumulation of mountains of low-quality merchandise in landfills that will persist for centuries. What sets Temu apart is its utilization of 21st-century techniques, such as mass influencer marketing, social media engagement, real-time strategy tactics, and gamification. These methods are employed to hook consumers and harvest their data, capturing personal information like phone numbers, birthdays, shopping habits, and location data. This data is then monetized through targeted advertising, further incentivizing Temu to prioritize profit over consumer well-being. Temu's ascent to prominence has been propelled by massive marketing campaigns over the past 2 years, including multi-million-dollar Super Bowl ads and substantial investments in digital advertising and affiliate marketing programs. Prior to Temu's launch, its parent company PDD spent approximately $1.6 billion on sales and marketing. By the third quarter of 2023, this expenditure nearly doubled to $3 billion. While the exact extent of Temu's financial losses remains undisclosed, it is estimated to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars per quarter. The primary reason for these losses is Temu's subsidized free shipping, which until recently utilized expensive air freight costing at least $10 per order. In November 2023, Temu transitioned to more cost-effective sea freight, albeit with longer delivery times. Additionally, they began charging merchants for a portion of the shipping costs, potentially leading to higher prices for consumers. Another factor contributing to Temu's financial losses is its generous new user promotions, where products are sold at prices below their actual cost, funded by Temu itself. However, as Temu establishes a larger user base, it may scale back on these promotions to achieve sustainability. Temu's current strategy appears to involve initially luring customers with subsidized shipping and generous promotions to build brand recognition and market share. Over time, they may transition to a more sustainable business model akin to AliExpress. However, whether Temu can retain its massive customer base post-transition remains uncertain. Despite the numerous controversies surrounding Temu, the only active lawsuit it currently faces is ironically with Shein. Shein has accused Temu of employing influencers to misrepresent their brand and disseminate false information about Shein. Additionally, Shein alleges that Temu has attempted to impersonate their company in order to deceive consumers into believing they are affiliated. Temu vehemently denies these claims and asserts that it is vigorously defending its rights. US and China tech analyst Rui Ma told Reuters, "I think as Temu gains more prominence, we can expect to see an